Welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here. This is our first video, so let me introduce you to everyone. I'm Colleen, this is my husband Gary, and my daughter Katie, who's 15, and my daughter Sophie, who is 7. We hope you'll hang out with us and like, comment, and subscribe so that we can meet you as well. Today we're traveling down to Mount Pleasant to start the process of domestication of Sophie's foreign adoption. And so what that means is that when it's complete, she'll have a South Carolina birth certificate, which is a certificate of foreign birth, just coming from DHEC and showing that she was born in China but now lives here. And in order to do that, we have to take a lot of documents down to the attorney. In some states, this is actually a really simple process where you take your paperwork to the state and it's sort of like just getting a birth certificate. But in South Carolina, it usually requires an attorney, and a judge has to look everything over. In some cases, there's even a hearing to get all of this done. So we're starting the process today, and we'll let you know how it goes and what documents they asked for and all that kind of information. So we're all in the car, driving down, Sophie and Katie.
Mommy right there.
What you doing, Sophie? You riding in the car?
I like to. I like to.
Yeah. And Daddy's driving the car.
I like to. I like to play baby.
So we're heading to Chick-fil-A to get some breakfast on the way out of town. In addition to going to the attorney's office in Mount Pleasant, we also planned to spend the afternoon at Isle of Palms and take the kids to the beach after we ate lunch.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other.
So we made it back from Charleston and we met with the attorney, and I was just going to recap what the attorney told us in terms of the process. So first of all, the paperwork that we needed for the domestication was pretty much all of the paperwork that we had for our Chinese adoption. So that's going to be all of our post-adoption reports, as well as our initial home study and our DSS approval letter that's required in South Carolina. We also needed the paperwork produced on the China side, like TA, PA, LOA, all of that kind of stuff. We'll be talking more about that later. And we also had to have a certificate of citizenship, her original Chinese passport, and her visa. All of the paperwork relied upon by China, which is pretty much the things that are included in the home study. So we just had the full home study to do that. The IH3 visa and the Hague certificate, and in addition to that, we needed to have some documents that are generated on adoption day in China. So not your gotcha day or family day, but the second day when you go back. So that is the abandonment paperwork, the certification of that, and the official Chinese translation, the Chinese birth certificate and notarized translation of that, and I think that was all the paperwork that we needed. And I had everything on a flash drive as well as the original copies. He told us that it was going to be about $1,250 to do the legal paperwork that's required. And then in addition to that, it's going to be roughly $200 to $250 in costs that go to either DHEC or the court or both. So just under $1,500 to complete the process. Now we're having to do this in South Carolina because in South Carolina it's a little bit harder. It does require a court order to get our state DHEC, which is the Department of Health and Environmental Control, to produce a certificate of foreign birth. So the process will be that the attorney will petition the court, and then that petition will go to DHEC, asking them to prepare a certificate of foreign birth. Normally DHEC will deny that and basically just say that whatever the court orders them to do, they will then do. So after that, the attorney will prepare a court order. That will then go back to the courthouse and that will go to the judge. The judge will either go ahead and approve that and send that back to the lawyer, who will send that to DHEC, and at that point they're under court order to prepare the document, or the court will, or the judge will ask for a hearing, in which case we'll prepare for a hearing, and then once all of that is approved, then it will go back to DHEC and they will prepare the document. So the purpose of having this certificate of foreign birth is just to have a regular looking document that Sophie can use when she's older, if she wants to apply for a driver's license or whatever she needs. And it's a paper that looks just like a South Carolina birth certificate. And her birth certificate now is bound in a little booklet thing. It's glued together, it's written in Chinese, and no one really would know what it is. So that's the purpose of that. It doesn't give her citizenship. She's already gotten the citizenship through her IH visa, which made her a citizen when she came back to the United States. So that's pretty much the process, and it's going to take about 6 months in total, so we'll keep you posted how it's going. Thanks for watching, and we hope that you have a blessed week. If there's any way that we can pray for you, please let us know in the comments or on Instagram at ourblessed.life. Thanks, we'll see you next time.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.